Welcome to the Campus Edge, a production of Butler Community College, produced by students and for everyone, students included. It's a new semester with a new selection of stories for your entertainment. So let's get started with another award-winning episode of the Campus Edge. Crochet, an old person's hobby or a new, hip way to deal with stress. Campus Edge reporter Hayden spoke to Alexis Polly, a former Butler student and avid crochet knitter, about why she's interested in the old pastime and why you should be too.
The art of wasting time is an art that few over the centuries have perfected. Jimmy Buffett, Ferris Bueller, Hayden Cole, just to name a couple. But other people, especially over the last 2 years, with COVID and all, have picked up various hobbies. Some people like to bake bread. Other people started exercising. And some people took up the interesting art of fiber arts. I spoke with former Butler student Alexis Polly to see what she had to say about the interesting world of fiber arts.
Crocheting and knitting is a type of fiber art, which is basically any kind of art that uses natural or synthetic fibers like yarn. You can put yarn on a canvas and call it fiber art, but crocheting and knitting is probably the most common form of it. So crocheting and knitting are very similar, but just a little bit different. With crocheting, you have one hook with an actual hook at the end to make loops in the yarn to form a project, where with knitting you have two separate needles that are pointed at the end instead of hooked to make loops into projects. Well, I've made this sweater that I'm wearing right now. I've also made a bucket hat, a bag. I've made a couple sweaters. This one's one of my favorites. I've made a beanie, and some reversible octopuses, and a fun strawberry top. My advice for people who would want to get into crocheting or knitting is to be patient and take it slow at first, because for a lot of people it's probably not going to come naturally and it can be very frustrating to start with. But once you kind of get over that learning curve, it's so easy and fun. You just have to be patient with it at first.
I hope you found this video informative. For BCTV, I'm Hayden Cole.
And don't go anywhere, we have more nail-biting stories on the Campus Edge.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
Scene 103, take one.
I have been 100% into getting vaccinated, and then I asked you, and you hesitated.
Yeah.
I thought we'd be on the same page about this, and we're not.
I feel like even if I were to catch it, my body is strong enough to fight it off.
What if you're one of those cases and you end up in the hospital?
Yeah.
That's what I'm scared of.
COVID has impacted the world in many ways, but after a year of masks and social distancing, some of these restrictions are finally being lifted. I spoke with Associate Athletic Director Tyler Nordman about how COVID will affect Butler athletics and fans.
Yeah, so lucky for us. Last year was tough, but this year we have some restrictions, but definitely not as tight as we were last year. As a conference, we came together in July and kind of the presidents and athletic directors decided what direction we wanted to go. with our protocols we all had in place from last spring, which last spring we competed in all our sports very successfully. We did have some cancellations of games due to COVID, but for the most part we made it through really well. And Butler as an institution, we made it through really well with very few cases of COVID. No restrictions at Butler. Again, that's an institution by institution decision. KCK and Johnson County, they're a little in a different area than we are, being up in the Overland Park, Kansas City area. They may have some restrictions in regards to crowds and where you have to wear masks at volleyball games at KCK or something like that. But at Butler, we don't have any restrictions at this point. Full capacity if we can fill up our venues, and no masks, no screenings for fans coming in. And we ask that if you want to wear a mask, you can. If you want to social distance, you're able to do so. But no, we're not limiting anything at this point. I hope so. Hopefully we get a good crowd out, and some people that didn't get to get out or didn't feel comfortable coming out last year, I hope they come out and support the Grizzlies. Every team right now this fall is ranked in the NJCAA top 20, so we have a really good product on the field and court and cross-country track course, I guess you can say it. And so we got some really good teams, and looking forward to a good year. If you feel comfortable. I mean, if you feel comfortable coming out to a game and supporting the Grizzlies, we'd love to have you. If not, you can watch online. We have an awesome live stream, butlergrizzlies.com/watch live. We stream every home game and a lot of road games, and it's a really nice production put on by some Butler students.
Only one more segment left on this week's edition of The Campus Edge.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like, if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
There have been many changes this year at Butler. We now have a new Vice President of Academics. Reporters Dylan Wittorff and Slade Wiley spoke with Dr. Thomas Nevill about his experiences so far at Butler and his goals for the future.
Today, Dylan and I will be interviewing Tom Nevill about his first impressions and future plans at the Butler campus.
Directly before coming to Butler, I was at Austin Community College in Austin, Texas, where I was Dean of Arts and Digital Media. There's many attractive things to coming to Butler. One, the programs are great, and the faculty are awesome, and the reputation of the school is pretty well known. And just getting here, really my first step on, my first visit to campus, during the interview, I knew right away that this was the right place to be. Adobe has a really cool initiative called the Adobe Creative Campus, and there are about 50 schools right now in the country that are Adobe Creative Campuses, universities, and just 2 community colleges at this point. So we'd be the 3rd community college. We'd be the first higher ed institution in Kansas. So that's something I think that's really important for us, is to be able to identify and remain a leader in the state for community colleges, and continuing on that path that Butler has traditionally been on, is being a leader in higher ed in this state.
I think just from the get-go, we just at our board meeting this last week, we already passed to be Adobe Creative Campus initiative that he brought in, and which is going to be an awesome opportunity for all of our students to be able to use the Adobe products in their classes and in projects. And so that's a huge start, I mean, and kind of a get up and go for him. I think just the energy that he brings to all of the things that he touches, I think we're going to see some positive impact from his presence, I think, and I hopefully that his energy, I mean, it's worked on me, but his energy will kind of carry over into other areas of the college as well.
Thank you very much for choosing Butler and being here and being a part of what we do and being a part of the Butler family. And we can't do this without you. So tell all your friends and family that they should come and sign up for classes too. and we'll make room for you. And we hope you all have a wonderful experience, and we're preparing you for what you want to be successful in life. And thank you.
And this concludes another episode of the Campus Edge. This semester, with fewer student bodies, Campus Edge will take on a new look. The show will come from a variety of locations, and you might even see some clips from our skit comedy show, McGrizzles, along with our regular stories. If you want to see more Campus Edge, you can catch them on cable channel BCTV 20, or you can check them all out on our YouTube channel, Butler Student Media, their permanent online home. Thanks for sharing some time with us. This has been the Campus Edge.